Hey, welcome to Socialism for All. Today's date is January 13, 2021, and I just wanted to say a few words about Donald Trump's getting kicked off of Twitter because a lot of people are talking about it, and I haven't really heard anyone echoing my thoughts, so I thought I would just, on this topic, make a video with said thoughts. So, basic take here, I don't care, couldn't care less, absolutely don't care, period. Who cares about this kind of thing? People who need their name attached to their account on Twitter care about this kind of thing. That's who cares. Mainly because if you have your account monetized or something like that, that's why you care. So we have a tweet up here from Caitlin Johnstone about, oh, they're going to be coming for the left. No, you're talking about them coming for you and your account and your media thing and whatever. Because those of us who don't have a monetized account, people get thrown off of Twitter all the time and Facebook. What do? You make another fucking account. You start over, you give yourself a funny name, and you just roll with it. Like, if this was really about movement building, nobody cares. Like, one account dies, you make a new account, you get back in there and you keep shit posting. Nobody cares. It's the people who have some kind of like ego or monetary stake in it that like need their name. So what happened to Donald Trump? Donald Trump's not actually kicked off of Twitter in the sense of he could make a burner account and like call himself Rob Jones and keep posting the same bullshit that he posts. Just nobody will know that it's Donald Trump. Okay. So that's entirely possible. He could go get a burner phone and make a burner account on Twitter and keep posting. He's not actually prevented from doing that. Okay. Just so you know, what he's prevented from doing is posting as Donald Trump. That's really the only thing people care about. And there's a meme on the screen to that effect, basically, is like, if you haven't been kicked off of social media at least once, what are you doing? It happens all the time. Is it right? I don't know. It's Twitter. It's a private company, and it's just like if you go out in the streets to like protests and riots and uprisings and rallies, you're probably going to get, like, odds are you're going to get arrested eventually. It's kind of the same thing. And like, many times you may be in and out and you do whatever you're doing and then you get out and there's no repercussions. But anyway, this is, to me, it's kind of the virtual version of the same thing. People post crazy shit left and right. And if Twitter actually like threw off people who violated their policies, like if there was some way that it could automatically happen, I don't know if anyone could use the site because people constantly post stuff that, I'm always reflecting on like, people don't think twice about posting stuff that in like the 80s, back when you had to like write a physical letter. Actually, true story along those lines. I had a coworker born in 1965 who, was in college in the 80s, hated Ronald Reagan, wrote Reagan a letter criticizing his policies, got visited in her dorm by the Secret Service. She didn't threaten him or anything. She just said what a horrible president he was and sounded angry in the letter. The fucking Secret Service interviewed her. Okay? Now, think about all the crazy shit people are posting all over social media. The discourse has widened. Let's put it that way. So as far as like people not, getting kicked off or not getting kicked off, I think any day that you don't get kicked off of social media is a good day. And, the day that you have to make a burner account is an eventuality. So anyway, that's point one. Point two is, so why did they do this anyway? Because it is, Donald Trump was a very high profile person to take offline. Well, there's a number of things here. So first of all, Kamala Harris, if you recall back in, I believe, 2019, as the primaries were, people were unveiling their campaigns for the Democratic primaries. I believe she was campaigning on this of like remove Trump from Twitter. So I wonder, first of all, if now that she's about to be sworn in as VP, she's getting her wish. on that, or if, that original wish was representing somebody else who got their wish now. So that's issue number one. But the main point, well, there's two. I'll say the first main point is this is a classic case of closing the barn door after the horse is bolted. The damage is done. It's just like impeaching Trump again. The damage is done. He's going to leave office in like 2 weeks. Who the fuck cares? Even if he was going to run for office again, who the fuck cares? All Twitter is doing is literally making their own platform less relevant that way. At best, all you're doing is just opening up for another Trump. Like, as I like to say, MAGA is not going to suddenly become Democrats when Joe Biden gets sworn into office. They're going to be back in a big way in 2022. And if you think it was all about Donald Trump, you're completely mistaken. Now this kind of leads me to the other main point, which is like, are they deliberately trying to rile up MAGA? Because that does no one any favors, getting those freaks more riled up, paranoid, and, more of this sense of righteous indignation at their self-perceived victimhood. That is their bread and butter. And giving them, fanning those flames, which kicking Trump off of Twitter absolutely does. It does no one any favors. All you're doing is building the right. But isn't that what they've been doing all along? I mean, since Bill Clinton working with the Gingrich Congress to end welfare as we know it, the Democratic Party refusing to impeach George W. Bush for torture and war crimes, depleted uranium, etc., the Patriot Act, the bailout in 2008, like on and on and on and on. All they do is build the right. All they do is rubber stamp everything that the far right wants. And here we are. I mean, we're at the logical conclusion of that. I mean, we're at the conclusion of it at any given moment because it isn't one long unbroken process. It's neoliberalism is a two-party problem. Neoliberalism, the agenda of defunding, privatizing, rolling back protections, deregulating, etc. Both parties are in on this. They are both in on a consensus of domestic austerity and a police surveillance state, and then foreign aggression and war as much as the empire can possibly dish out without collapsing at any given moment. This system is on life support, and somehow I just think kicking Donald Trump off of Twitter, what's it going to accomplish? Nothing. So you have to wonder why Twitter would take an extraordinary step like kicking off such a high-profile person, a soon-to-be ex-president. Is it because he's so dangerous? No, it's not because Trump is so dangerous. Have you read his tweets? They don't say anything. His tweets don't actually say anything. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm not trying to make light necessarily of what happened at the Capitol last week because I don't like MAGA. I'm not a MAGA person. They're horrible people. They stand for the worst, and they are basically the berserker shock troops, picking up where the Tea Party left off, when the Tea Party basically picked up the reins from when George W. Bush and Dick Cheney completely, and Colin Powell and Donald Rumsfeld, when they completely expended the credibility of the establishment wing. They burned it all up in the 2000s for the sake of advancing neoliberalism 2.0. The Republican Party had to rebrand or die, and they rebranded with the Tea Party, and Donald Trump within a couple of years became, first it was Sarah Palin and like a couple other people. Donald Trump became the face of the most wretched elements within the Tea Party. Actually, the birther stuff actually took the Tea Party, made it a little bit worse even, and then amplified it significantly. But that movement is there. It's millions of people. MAGA is not becoming Democrats because Joe Biden is about to be elected into office. Nothing will cool off. It's going to, because all of this grew during the Obama-Biden years from 2009 to 2017. That's how Trump got elected, because the right started turning into a mass movement. That's one of the things a signal of fascism is when a far right agenda becomes a mass movement that people, working class people, are willing to get out in the streets and champion and, put their bodies on the line for. That's what you have now. Kicking Trump off of Twitter doesn't change that. So while I don't buy into the line that, the nail biting, pearl clutching, who's next? I don't have a blue check account. I don't care. I'm not even on Twitter as S4A. I'm on Twitter as a random account. If it ever gets shut down, I will make another random account because it's about the movement, not monetizing the account necessarily. I already got kicked off of Facebook or throttled. I made another page. It's that simple. So anyway, those are my thoughts, I guess, on the Donald Trump situation. As usual, I think most of the loud voices don't really have it right. I've been sounding the alarm personally about fascism since 9/11 because it seemed to me that's when a lot of the heavy changes were rolled out. I've never really deviated from that. A lot of the country thought when Barack Obama got into office, things would, they bought into the hope and change. I never did. We're still on the same crash course that we were set on really with Ronald Reagan 40 years ago. It's got to stop. That's why I'm doing a channel advocating for socialism, actual socialism, not social democracy. I guess in the meantime, we're going to have to sit through, more spectacle, nonsense, and bullshit. But, just remember, blue checks are the bourgeoisie of Twitter, I guess. They just have much more of a stake in it than anybody else does. So a lot of this sort of free speech absolutism, it's an illusion, really, and it always was. So it's, in conclusion, less for me about, oh no, Trump got thrown off, he was important, or, who will be next. None of that really lands with me because Trump is just being treated like everyone else always was. I guess just, I'm so weary. I'm both weary and wary. I'm weary of this constant noise. I started doing this channel because I didn't agree with all the social democracy gang that had sort of the loudest voices on the, quote, left that were out there. I wanted to do some commentary and such on current events from more of a far left perspective. It's still lonely out here on the far left. And I don't know. Changes certainly are afoot. I don't know what all kind of, police state agenda the Biden Kopmala people have up their sleeve, but I'm sure it won't be good. Seeing Trump thrown off of Twitter was certainly weird, but I don't know that it is of earth-shaking importance in most of the ways, at least, that people seem to be taking it. And that's the video. Thanks to our current patrons whose names are on the screen. If you'd like to get your name on the screen or just support us financially, you can go to patreon.com/socialism for all and sign up for a monthly donation. You can also follow us at facebook.com/socialism, the number for all. Used to have a page at FOR all, and it got throttled to death by Zuck. Here on YouTube, please click the like button, subscribe button, and the notifications bell. Please leave a comment if you can, and please share our video wherever you're online, your Twitter feed, your Discord servers, Reddit subs, etc. All of that helps more people to see this content, whether it's in the YouTube algorithm or just posting it on other sites. All of that's helpful. All of you out there supporting and promoting this content makes it all go that much more smoothly. We need to end capitalism, normalize talking about socialism today, and it's really kind of our only hope for a better tomorrow. Thanks for all you do, and we will catch you in the next video.